Mhm. Denny Blanco, good afternoon, my brother. How are you, my man?
The real question is, how are you?
I'm doing good. I got some allergies kicking my ass, but aside from that, my Knicks are going to the conference semifinals. We got a nice nostalgic matchup with the Indiana Pacers. We took care of Philadelphia last night, Game 6, a terrific series. I don't care what anybody says about Philly and everything. That was a great first round series. Embiid on one leg, Bell's palsy, averaging 34, 12, and all those numbers. Tyrese Maxey's a budding superstar in the NBA. Love that kid. Classy in the post game interviews. But the Knicks, man, they just listen. I was watching that fourth quarter, standing up, nervous, like everybody
Standing
else.
up. Standing up.
Bro, I was standing up watching the fourth quarter,
Go ahead, tell me.
just watching. Let's see where this goes, because you had a 22-point lead in the first quarter that evaporated by halftime. You stood firm in the third quarter, and then fourth quarter is that's where the money comes in. With your Dantes, your OGs making plays, Brunsons, Mitchell Robinson, everybody. It came down. Every game came down to like the final 2 minutes, the final minute. Probably one of the best playoff series I've seen in a very long time, especially in the Eastern Conference. You were probably sleeping by this time. I was up to like 2 in the morning watching this and watching the post games and everything. But I want to get your thoughts on New York defeating Philly 4-2, and now they have a date with the Indiana Pacers.
Do you recall what I said would happen in this game and what needed to happen? Do you recall?
Yeah, you said if they were gonna win, Dante got to step up. You made some changes. Like, all right, should Duke start on Tyrese, or should Precious start? Neither one happened. I told you that's not gonna happen this late in the series. Dante guarded Maxi pretty much the whole game. Um,
So, yes,
yeah.
the NBA Whisperer was right. Once again,
Mm-hmm.
told you to your face. I said, this is not a series if Dante's actually playing. Told you to your face. I said, if Dante's actually having a good series like OG, like Josh, like Jalen Brunson, this is not even a series. So I said, be calm, be patient. Let Dante come out and do his thing, and you'll be fine. You have Dante come out and actually defend also Tyrese Maxey. Now look at the box score here. Tyrese Maxey shot 6 for 18 for 33%. That's great defense. So you have Dante playing great defense, and then also Dante going 8 for 18 for 23 points.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's a no-brainer. So you have that. I wasn't afraid of the lead. I wasn't afraid that you guys would lose the lead. I wasn't afraid. Do you know why I wasn't afraid?
Why?
Because Joel Embiid has one leg.
Well, he's had one leg the whole series, and you kind of see where that's been going. So
once you establish that one leg,
mm-hmm.
going back and forth between it's like, oh, what the last 4 or 5 possessions, what are the Knicks gonna do? They're gonna you notice the last 6 minutes of the Knicks game, you notice what they were doing offensively, correct?
Yeah.
What were they doing, Randy?
The Knicks?
Yes.
Bro, it was a lot going on. There's a lot going on. They stood firm on Embiid. They stood firm on Maxey. Whenever the pick and roll was taking place, the man wasn't open as much as they were in Game 5. So Maxey wasn't getting the clear shots that he wanted. Embiid didn't get the clear shots that he wanted. And again, you held Maxey to 18 points, and then you fucking watching this shit. I'm like, okay, we're up 22. Maxey ain't doing nothing right now. And then comes in Buddy Hield.
20.
I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
Buddy Hield gave you
every shot. He gets 17 points in the second quarter by himself. and they're winning at halftime. And I'm like, you know what? I was tight, but I'm like, you know what? The Knicks DNA every year, I mean, every game has been, you know what? We're in every single game. Let's see how the third quarter manifests. The game was tied at 83 after 3 quarters. Nervous, yeah, but not like, damn, it's over. I see you game 7. No, I didn't have those vibes.
I wasn't nervous. I wasn't nervous because offensively, the last 6 minutes, what they were doing, Jalen Brunson, shout out to Jalen, shout out to Josh Hart, and shout out to OG Anunoby with the dunk over at Embiid, put his soul, sent his soul to the heavens. Clear aside, pick and roll, Joel Embiid. Mm-hmm. That's all they were doing. Pick and roll Joel Embiid, and then the middle's wide open. Somebody flashed to the middle, and you realize that's what happened on the Josh Hart 3. Tie game, pick and roll on the side. Somebody's open. They swing it to Josh. Josh was about to swing it to Dante. Tyrese Maxey stunts out. Tyrese Maxey stunts out on the fake from Josh Hart. And he hits his, and I've been on Josh Hart all season about his 3-point shot. So it was funny for him to hit that 3 wide open. Game over. This possession doubled Brunson. Once again, Joel Embiid being hurt. He couldn't move. He got stuck under the rim. He saw OG do this. Yeah. So he thought OG was going to shoot a 3. And OG said, "Oh, you think this? One step."
Yep.
One step. You can have some. Now, I just said what the Knicks did. All right, yeah, let's watch this couple of these possessions, right? Okay, boom. Look at this. Oh, you stupid. From the dots. That was it was an and one, right?
It was an and one, yeah.
Yeah, it was an and one. It was an and one. Like,
yeah, he had no shot. Once OG
he stuck. He couldn't move. He's hurt. He can't move.
OG knew what he wanted to do right from here.
Oh, no. He's going up. It's going up. It's going up. And that's and one, right? The Knicks offensively were great. The Knicks defensively were great. Shout out to Isaiah Hartenstein. Okay, you going to the open 3. Yeah, there it is. Boom. Yeah. Right? They doubled Brunson, like I said they would, off the pick and roll. And once again, see, they doubled him, left Josh Hart wide open. Boom. Game over. Now, I said the Knicks defensively. I said I already spoke offensively. Defensively, they had you could say Buddy Hield came off, but they Tyrese Maxey shot 33%, was 6 for 18. Okay, Joel Embiid shot 48%. I mean, what else do you want him to do? He shot 13 free throws. He was 13 for 13. He dropped 39.
Yeah.
What else is there to do? Now, if I'm a Sixers fan, if I'm a Sixers fan, what I would do is ask yourself these couple of questions. Number one, you can ask yourself about the Knicks, Nick Nurse not calling timeout. Previous game, they're talking about the game where they tackled your man Tyrese Maxey. You could talk about that. Nick Nurse, why was Tobias Harris playing? Nick Nurse. See, Philly fans is focused on the wrong thing. That's what Philly fans is focused on.
I get you from that point, and Nick Nurse made the switch in. Let me get this out. He made the switch in the first half where Buddy Hield came in because Tobias wasn't giving you anything. So Buddy Hield came in, and right off the gate, he gives you fucking 17 points. I'm like, all right, cool. But where was that at in the second half where Buddy Hield came in late in the fourth quarter just for that last possession? We didn't see Buddy the whole second half.
Why is Tobias starting? Forget Buddy, because Buddy's going to be off the bench, the first one off the bench, right? Concept. But you have Tobias or Nicholas Batum. But the concept was Nicholas Batum was your defender. See, it's hard to say this. Your best defender of Jalen Brunson, but Jalen Brunson was going off, right? But you get the concept. If he was your best option to defend Jalen Brunson, Oubre wasn't doing it. Tobias Harris wasn't doing it. We already know Maxey didn't want that work. So it was up to Batum. So Nick Nurse, why not start Batum? Start him. Batum gave you 16 points in 27 minutes. Buddy Hield gave you 20 and 21. Tobias Harris played 28 minutes this game.
Mm-hmm.
Took 2 shots.
That's crazy.
2 shots and scored 0 points?
Yeah.
Let me look at the other starters. Oubre, 17. Embiid, 39. Kyle Lowry didn't play too much. He played 12 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Tyrese Maxey had 17. Like I said, but even Cameron Payne came off and gave you 6 in 15 minutes. Then you have, obviously, Nick Batum, 16. And Buddy Hield, 20. So I have to ask myself, I said, after the second game, Nick Nurse, why are you playing Tobias Harris? What purpose? He doesn't rebound. He doesn't score.
Yeah, 4 rebounds.
He doesn't post. He doesn't hit open threes. He doesn't defend. Why are you playing him?
I don't know how you shoot 2 shots, bro. I think it wasn't even that night where Maxey's hot or Embiid.
Right.
It wasn't that kind of night. Like Buddy Hield got hot. Oubre, a couple big baskets. Batum, but I'm like, bro, you just taking 2 shots. It's like either you're just not really into the game, or I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Again, the concept is you're not really into the game. Okay, good sir. You have 4 rebounds and 3 assists. That's it, right? But Nicholas Batum gave you 16, gave you 7 rebounds and 2 assists.
And he took 7 shots. And then and they Tobias played more than Batum by 2 minutes. Buddy played 21. Like the rotation got to 6, 7, 8. They went to a 9-man rotation for this game. If you look at New York, 7. And I know you were saying, yo, we got to get Precious in there. We got to get maybe Alec Burke for 5 minutes. But they stuck to their guns, and it's like, yeah, that Tobias. I do want to say, if you're watching on YouTube or Twitter, hit us up in the chat. I know Denny Blanco wants to hear from you guys.
Yes.
Any support. If you're a Philly fan, Knicks fan, NBA fan, doesn't matter. Hit us up.
Did you notice? Oh, do you think Precious or Burks gets burned in series? I think they should. Well, I was mentioning earlier, Burke, no.
He has to, bro. I'm not saying he got to get a little something, bro. You can't.
No, he's not.
7-man against the Pacers.
He's not. It's going to be Precious. Going to get some time. Precious going to get some time on his African brother, Siakam. Oh yeah, he's going to get some time on his African brother, Siakam. But the
Okay. The beauty of doing it live. I don't know what happened to Denny, but until Denny comes back, I would say that I think, to Fella's point, Precious will get some more burn. Burke will get some more burn. I think that's inevitable for this Knicks team to maybe open up the rotation to at least an 8-9-man rotation against Indiana. You can't go through that war of attrition you did with Philly with this Indiana Pacer team. 7-man to an 8-man or 9-man. A 9-man rotation would do wonders for this Knicks team. Indiana's going to be run up and down, run and gun, young legs. As far as I know, it's a pretty healthy roster. Nobody's really out. So they are 100% fully healthy. Yeah, there you go. I'm
back. My bad. Sorry about my Wi-Fi. Check it, right?
Hey, I was saying too, so I get it.
Yeah, no doubt. I was saying that a lot of people would say that Tibbs is running these guys to the ground, but maybe they're just in shape. Maybe these guys are just in shape. I'm looking at Joel Embiid came back half a season. I didn't expect him to be in shape. Mm-hmm. But I'm looking at these other guys on Philly. Obviously, Kelly Oubre looked fatigued. On the last possession, I think he was literally. He fell. He was he wasn't even in the freaking rotation. Tyrese Maxey looked gassed. And we already know about Tobias Harris. So
bro, listen, you any team that has it, especially in a playoff environment, you coming back from a 20-point lead is and then to sustain that and then to keep the defense up. And it's like that's a hard task for any NBA team. But again, like you said, they probably got gas last couple of minutes. Like, oh, it's crazy. Like Oubre, Kyle Lowry, everybody was just fucking exhausted, and it's like boom, Hart gets open for an open three, knocks it down. It's like, they probably just too gas, bro.
Imagine, and also too, like I said, I'm giving props to everybody. Everybody came to play once again. It's in the game podcast. Denny, the NBA whisperer, Randy J. Cruz. I told you guys this series, you Knicks fans, you lovable Knicks fans. I told you guys this series that if Dante actually came to play, this is not going to be a series. Y'all gonna walk away with this, and y'all gonna go to the next round. And of course, Dante came and showed out, and defensively and offensively. And of course, you realize Tibbs, seeing what was going on, didn't go to Deuce McBride.
No. So I'm gonna go back to Deuce had 9
minutes. 9 minutes.
Yeah, 9 minutes. 9 minutes.
Yeah, 9 minutes. So again, you play who's hot, and you ride the wave. And Dante was hot, 23 points. Yeah. He was hot,
and Dante played the whole game
as he should. Because you don't think he was on fire sitting on the bench the last game when they lost?
No, and I think he was making shots. I think he was more assertive on defense. Him playing the defense on Maxey the whole game. Like like you said, Maxey was held to 6 for 18.
6 for 18, bro.
Like that was fucking great by Dante in 42 minutes. So I think that Dante looked more involved in game 6.
Yeah, sometimes you can't do both. Sometimes you can't do offense and defense, but sometimes it happens that way. Shout out to Isaiah Hartenstein and shout out to Mitchell Robinson for being pests to Joel Embiid. Yes, he dropped 39, but he shot 48% is still 50%. No question. He is all world. He's all universe. God bless. He has one leg. He shot 13 for 13 from the free throw line. You dig what I'm saying? But Isaiah Hartenstein and your boy Mitchell Rob. 18 boards between them. You got. Then also too, you have to understand offensive rebounds. Let me back up. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Shout out to the 6'2" Josh Hart.
Yo, 6'4", 16 points, 14 rebounds, 7 assists, and bro, any rebound that is possible for Josh Hart. I think he's gonna get just about every rebound. He'll extend the arms like this, and I got it.
You know what rebounding is, right, Randy?
Rebounding is boxing out and just having that knack of where the ball's gonna be at.
It's more than that. It's that you have the equation. Keep going. You're missing something else. It's more than that.
Apparently, I'm missing. So finish it out for me.
Effort. Dennis Rodman. Effort. Yeah, you got to box out. Yeah, you got to know where the ball is. Do you want to go get it, bitch? Not you, Randy. Not you, my crowd, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of It's in the Game podcast in the chat. No. Do you, as a player, want to get that effing ball? You dig? Now, if you see Randy, I would hope at the end of the season there is somebody does this service for Josh Hart and does a video of every rebound he's actually gathered over the season. You'd be surprised who he's grabbing rebounds over. 7-footers, big men that he shouldn't even be nowhere near the ball. And the concept also too of non-boxing out by these other teams. It's clear as day. These other teams don't. It should be written on the scouting report by now for the Knicks. When the ball goes up, find where the hell Josh Hart is and box him the F out.
Box out Josh Hart.
It should be on the scout report by now. If it's not, y'all stupid. Like, stop Jalen Brunson. Stop Dante. Box out Josh Hart. Get the Knicks in foul trouble. Okay, and you Nova boys. I told you during the season, I said, yo, I don't think we've had another group of players playing that have this type of chemistry with each other. And it shows on the court. A lot of people say you don't have to love each other to play ball. That is true. You don't have to love each other to win championships. That is true for some instances. But let me tell you, they're doing a lot of hugging when they pouring that champagne now. Now, it could be just the euphoria of it. But I think Denver likes each other.
Mm-hmm.
Minus the Golden State teams with Kevin Durant. I think they liked each other.
Mm-hmm.
The core, anyway. Draymond, Clay, Steph. They love each other.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Hart, Jalen Brunson, and Dante will run through a brick wall for each other. And that shows on the basketball court. Why are we looking at these box scores again?
Because I want to show that, just like you said, effort, right? Effort, and I know Embiid was hurt, but Josh Hart averaged more boards than anybody on Philly, including Embiid. And Embiid averaged 33 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 blocks, and steal. I mean, listen, that guy right there, again, could be dirty at times, could be the floppy here. I get it, but you can't like this series like show like why he was the fucking MVP and why, like Josh Hart said. I'm not sure if we saw the Knicks telecast, and you probably watch it on TNT. But the Knicks telecast, it was asked. He mentioned, like, a lot of teams were ducking Philly, and and good reason why, because they got Maxey, they got Embiid, but they were like, no, we want to challenge and stuff like that. But like, if Embiid is fucking healthy, bro, like that dude can't be stopped.
No,
and the thing is, the way he can score, the way he can manipulate the game, the style, the referees, he'll get most of his points at the free throw line. And like you said, one leg, Bell's palsy, a lot of shit going on. He gets 33 and 10. If he's anywhere near healthy, your man could be averaging 40 points in his whole series.
If he was healthy, I would have told y'all in trouble. I'd have told y'all. But
y'all in trouble. You know what? To be
fair.
There
you go.
We don't have Randall.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We don't have
That's Randall. What I'm saying. You don't have Randall. So yeah, the hurt going back. Even Bogey's down. I know, Bogey's just a role player. Yeah, Bogey's down. He's just a role player. But listen, look around the league. People are hurt. Jamal Murray, he's hurt. KP, he's hurt. Jalen Brunson is playing hurt. Dame playing hurt. Everybody's playing hurt, bro. Giannis is out. Yeah, but come on, bro. Everybody's hurt, so you have to understand. Kawhi's out. Like it's a litany of injuries, and some people are playing through those injuries. Or they're not as injured. They're hurt. They're not injured, so they're playing through those things. But yeah,
I think what was key in Game 6. And again, anybody's watching on Twitter and YouTube, got a question, comment, hit us up in the chat. We really appreciate your love and support. The fact that the knock on Brunson for Game 5 was that he didn't trust his teammates in the overtime. Complete 360 in here, where people can say, "Oh, he got to pass the ball more." Last time I checked, he made averaging 12 assists in his whole series.
No, I'm not even.
Now it's nine in the series, but last night, double team, swung the ball over, open teammate. They got to knock it down. He was trusting the teammates more last night. And I think that's why, just another pillar of why they were able to win the game, because now everybody's doing their job. Everybody's scoring, producing. The Dantes, the Mitchell Robinsons, the Josh Hart, like that there's wide open three in real time, bro. I'm like, yo, Josh, man, knock this shit down, bro. I'm like, yo. I was like, oh shit. I
looked. I said, oh, he faking it. He better hit that shit, bitch.
No, but the fake. If he don't fake to Dante, Maxey's would remain on Josh. He did a little pump fake. Maxey goes to Dante. Now I got a wide open shot.
Factory. But yeah, that's what that. And like I said, I've been on him all season about his jump shot, and he just so happens to hit the jump shot wide open to send his team to the next round. So it's definitely going to be a. I'm happy for you guys. I'm happy that the media still doesn't want to acknowledge the media minus Kendrick Perkins. The media minus Kendrick Perkins still don't want to acknowledge that they've been wrong all season. Nobody. Nobody wants to acknowledge they've been wrong all season. That's okay, because it's clear from what I saw, Kenny Smith and Jalen Brunson going back and forth. It's clear that Jalen Brunson knows he's in tune. The Knicks are in tune with everyone saying what they aren't doing and what they haven't been doing in the beginning of the year, where they were expected to end up. It's funny. Somebody said number 2 seed fluke.
Mm-hmm.
I said that's interesting. How do you call that a fluke? Number 2 seed. How do you? Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Now,
I told you, people just can't believe that the New York Knicks now in the year of 2024 is a really good team. It's a team that you can have in the conversation for an NBA championship or a conference finals appearance. People just it's hard to backtrack. So like, we love Shaq, but when we see Shaq on TNT and oh, what's your prediction? Oh, Philly gonna blow them out. It's going to 7. Like, no, it's not. It's not, bro. When have the Knicks been blown out in this series?
That's what Shaq said. At the beginning of this series, he said Sixers.
No, the beginning of last night.
Beginning of last night, excuse me.
Before the game started, it's so Ernie was like, "Yo, who you got?" Mm-hmm. Philly in the blowout. They said, "Really? How much?" Like 19. All right, Knicks ain't getting blown out, fam. Like, if anything, and 5 minutes later, Knicks up by 22.
We're big bro. Like, but that tells me everything. Shout out to Jeff Says. He gave us what it is. It's basketball. We here at It's in the Game podcast. It's basketball of narratives, man. Mm-hmm. See, he wants the narrative. That's the narrative of the media. The narrative is, oh, Knicks ain't not, even with Embiid having one leg, they're going to get blown out? Really? Mm-hmm. With one leg? That's a narrative that's so crazy to me. That's not speaking basketball. If you were speaking basketball, Mr. O'Neill, you would have said, based on Embiid being hurt, I don't foresee, and based on the Sixers needing like 50 and 40 from 50 and 40 just to be in the game from their best players, I don't foresee that being sustainable. They're going to lose this next game. But no, narratives are better than actually talking about basketball, which leads me to my next question, Randy. I think it's time to ask this question. Do you think Jalen Brunson is the best Knick ever?
He's in the top 5 for me.
I'm asking you. I'm not asking anyone else. I'm asking you.
Well, you asked one question: is he the greatest Knick ever? And I'm going to tell you no. I'm going to tell you: is he in the top 5? Yes.
Who's the 5? Ewing,
Clyde Ewing,
Bernard King.
I think well, hear me out. Because people from different generations are going to have different opinions. I would say and it's going to be hard because I think paying homage to those that I did not see live, like Clyde and Willis Reed, are going to be in that conversation. Pat Ewing, Carmelo, and then I say Brunson. And you can argue Bernard King, right? I know people... And I think people are gonna feel like the length of time Bernard King spent with the Knicks
too short.
It's too short. Now people can say, "Well, Brunson been there for 2 years," but
impact
that he's had in 2 years that will overlap Bernard King. So the impact Reed had will overlap Bernard King. The only argument people could say, "Oh, what about Melo?" I'm gonna take Melo over Bernard King.
Yeah,
Melo's better than Bernard King.
You're not wrong in what you were saying. Patrick Ewing carried a team for a period of time. So for me, I'm looking at the player and what they did with the team that they had and how far they went. Right. So Bernard King was dropping 50. So he had to do what he had to do. The team was the team. Then you fast forward to Walt Clyde Frazier. He had Willis Reed. Dave DeBusschere. These guys were considered at the time great role players, Hall of Famers from what I get, right? Okay. And you fast forward to Patrick Ewing. I mean, did Patrick Ewing play with any other All-Star? Probably
Um,
not. Maybe I'm missing
no.
somebody, but
I mean, like, listen, if you're gonna,
he
did
had role players. He
did
had
Oakley making hold up? Did Oakley make an All-Star team? Yeah. Did John
yeah, he
Starks
did.
make one? Yeah. But we're talking about perennial
no, perennial,
All-Stars.
yeah,
I'm gonna say
perennial
no.
stuff. Yeah,
Later
perennial stuff.
on, he did with the
Yeah, no, I'm talking
studios.
about. I'm talking about with the Knicks. Yeah. So you obviously I mentioned Patrick Ewing. So see who we played with. Then you fast forward to let's take Steph. See what he was doing. See who he was playing with.
Mhm.
Then you fast
I mean, like,
forward
even
to
ESPN New York asked last night, Jalen Brunson is already in the top 5 Knicks of all time. True or false? I'm gonna say true.
yeah. Then you move fast forward to Melo. You
Mhm.
see what he was doing. You see what he was playing with. You dig what I'm saying? You have to look. You have to look and understand the landscape of some of these guys and what they're providing. So that was the question I have. Before we get out of here,
Why don't you answer that question? Where do you have Brunson top 5 Knicks of all time?
I have him third behind Patrick and Melo.
So you got Ewing and Melo, then Brunson for top 5 Knicks.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Because of again, Brunson doing what he's
Over
doing.
Clyde Frazier. We got 2 championships.
Yeah, listen. I think I said it before. I said Clyde played with Dave DeBusschere
Mm-hmm.
and Willis Reed.
Okay.
Who's Jalen Brunson playing with?
The Nova Boys.
That's all. That's the only reason why he's over Clyde. Clyde got 2 chips. He's
And
got
Randall. Randall's there too.
Oh no. Yeah. See, Randall hasn't established him being Himothy in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Melo and Brunson have. So that raises their stock a little higher, as well as Patrick Ewing. They've performed in the playoffs, the highest of highs, when Patrick Ewing took his team to the NBA Finals.
In 94.
Melo took his team to the Eastern Conference
Semis, yeah.
Now Brunson has a chance. Quite frankly, it's a do or die with Boston. It's a do or die with Boston. But I don't want to go too far. So before we get out of here, I'm just going to talk about some of these matchups with Indiana. Shout out to the Bucks. Obviously, they got ran out of there real quick. The young boys ran them out of there. And shout out to Dame. He did all he could. 35 points. Brook Lopez, 25. 5 rebounds for a 7-footer. God bless.
Mm-hmm.
Look, Brook Lopez can't rebound, but Bobby Portis, 20 and 15. I mean, what else you want him to do? Middleton dropped like 40 something that game. Mm-hmm. What more did he want him to do? He gave you 14 points. I mean, he was run down. Patrick Beverly, 3 for 11. Mm-hmm. Sidebar before I go into the
you subscribe to his podcast, Dennis.
I'm glad you picked up where I was going. I don't know how big this fine's going to be, but it's going to be big.
Yeah, suspension, yeah.
Suspension and fine. I mean, it's not like he's playing anymore. God bless. But he's going to get a suspension and fine because for you to even talk, you're talking shit with a fan, then you hit somebody with the ball, then you ask for it back and then do it again. Mm-hmm. No, Patrick, no. And then you disrespect a lady reporter. Mm. It's one thing to have the fans get on you. It's another thing to have the media get on you. Mm-hmm. Lessons will be learned. Moving along. We now have the Indiana Pacers here for you, New York Knicks. God bless. Mm-hmm. Monday. The Knicks at home.
That's right. Home court, baby. Home court.
Knicks at home, right? Knicks at home, obviously, because of the higher seed. Home court advantage. And once again, when you're playing in MSG, not in Philly, when you're playing in MSG, it actually is a home court advantage. Tyrese Maxey would tell you. Let's look at these matchups now. Mm-hmm. If I were the New York Knicks, I'd put Dante on Tyrese Halliburton. Or for it. No, you know what? Yes. We're going to put Dante or Tyrese. Okay?
All right.
We're going to put OG Anunoby on Pascal.
Just to get a little sidebar news, we are doing it live. So Lakers have parted ways with Darvin Ham. So
We knew that was coming.
we knew
Knew
that
that
was
was coming.
we knew that was coming. Yeah.
Knew that we all
Now the main question is who is taking the spot?
everybody under the sun. You know who's taking the spot? Frank Vogel. Because they're about to fire Frank. They're about to fire Frank Vogel from Phoenix.
Yeah, but Frank ain't going back to LA.
All right, we'll see.
He ain't going back.
We'll see. So we got Dante on Tyrese. We got OG on Pascal. Now we're gonna put Brunson on Nimhard. Right? Obviously, Turner's gonna get anybody from Mitchell Robinson or Isaiah Hartenstein. And then Josh Smith gets Nesmith. Now,
Nesmith, yeah.
Now, this series may be strategy-wise for Tibbs. Strategy-wise, this series may be a lot easier. You don't have to deal with a guy in the post that can shoot threes as well. Let me rephrase, because Embiid wasn't in the post. He stayed on the wing. Miles Turner will get in the post. So now you have to deal with a guy who does both, inside and outside. So and these are young bulls. So I have the Knicks winning in 5. I have the Knicks winning in 5. I don't believe. See, TJ McConnell, God bless. You want to drop 20 points off the bench? Obi Toppin 21. No. We don't have the Knicks don't have the defense that doesn't have the defense that allows that type of nonsense. So that TJ McConnell always gonna let you do what you no. That's not gonna happen. So I think you guys are gonna win in 5, and it's a destiny with Boston. That's what I see. It's a destiny with Boston, and once you get there, it's going to be a conversation for the ages, man. It's going to be a conversation for the ages.
So I did put out the question about the favorite top 5 Knicks. Stacey Patton, Clyde Ewing, Brunson, Bernard, and Melo.
There you go.
There you go. Baseline to sideline. Ewing, Clyde, Bernard, Reed, Bill Bradley.
There you go. You didn't have Melo. You didn't have Melo in there. You got Brunson in there, so you didn't have Melo. You didn't have Steph. See, everybody's opinion is different, but clearly everybody still has Pat, though. It looks like, right?
I think Pat and Clyde are going to be unanimous. Now, when I became a fan of the Knicks, that's when Spree was there, Allen Houston. Could they be on my list too? I would say yeah. You can only put 5. So like, all right, a lot of people are gonna be off this list. But if I'm being like, all right, the general consensus, paying homage, respect, I'm gonna put the Reeds and the Clydes in there. You asking me, my favorite is gonna be a little different. So like, I know Clyde and Reed gonna be there. I'm gonna take them out, like for my own personal preference. I'm gonna put Ewing, gonna put Melo, gonna put Brunson, and that's where it gets tricky. Of like, all right, do I put Allen Houston up there? Allen Houston was dumb nice, Spreewell, dumb nice, and with the Knicks. Marbury up there too. I'll fuck with Jamal Crawford. He's one of my favorite Knicks of all time too. So it just depends on your preference and your flavor. But I'm not mad at those at all. I think Brunson's gonna be top 5 by the time this fucking series is over. But Indiana.
Shout out to all the other podcasts too. That are in the AAA. Excuse me, not AAA, in the majors. We're in the AAA where we're working hard, putting up content, getting viewers and stuff. But you guys that are not calling Jalen Brunson a superstar, you guys, I don't know what else. I don't know what else you want this man to do. I don't know what else. I know what you want him to do. Win a chip. Then now, mind you, for me, if Brunson takes this team to the Eastern Conference Finals and loses to Boston, he overachieved. They overachieved. Number 2 seed, you would say, oh, number 2 seed, they're supposed to be in the Eastern Conference Finals. But the road to get them, mind you, that's before they had to, maybe back up a little bit further. They had to work, they were at the 5th seed at one point. They were the 5th seed at one point during the season. They had to work to get to the number 2. And then once they get to that number 2, it's just like, all right, does this team have enough to beat the number 1 team, which is Boston?
And that's where people start saying, oh, certain teams at that 2-3 spot, they saw Philly creeping up, they saw Miami creeping up. Nah, we're going to not saying they lost on purpose, but they're going to whatever the case may be. And New York jumped to number 2, and certain teams went to 3 and 4 to try to get a better seed, a better matchup. But to see what New York did against Philly, and that was a fucking war. That was a war, bro. And now you have Indiana up next. That's no pushover. You can't automatically look towards Boston right now. You got to take one game at a time. I did want to show you this too because it's a lot of stats are popping up. And like you said, Brunson is a fucking superstar, bro. Like, look.
40, the only player to average 40 and 10 in the playoff series.
In 4 straight games to put up those numbers. Your man, the last 4 games averaged 42 a game.
While being defended by the other team's best defender, while being double teamed.
Yeah.
While it's not just he's in single coverage every single night, every single possession. Your man is getting double teamed. Asking for the double team. Bring it. Yeah. We gonna work it. No problem. I love his attitude. I love how he goes with the game. I love that he's focused. I love that the Knicks have his dad on the sideline. His dad obviously clearly prepared a winner. So going forward, we wait till Monday. Shout out to the Clippers and the Dallas Mavericks. I think the Dallas Mavericks close it out. They're disengaged. I think we've seen the last of Kawhi for this foreseeable future. Yeah, and I don't see Paul George dropping 30-something again. No, I don't. So that's going. So remind me, once Dallas wins, they're going to play
Thunder.
They're going to play Thunder. That's going to be interesting. And then, of course, on the other side, we're waiting for
the question I have for you: do the Cavaliers close out the Magic, or then that'll go 7?
I picked the Magic, so I'm hoping they don't. So yeah, I picked the Magic to fight back. Shout out to Paolo. He's doing what he's supposed to do. Banchero's doing what he's supposed to effing do. Baby Mello is doing what Baby Mello is doing. Okay. It's going to be interesting to see that Denver, Minnesota. When's that start? When's that? Is that Tuesday? Is that Tuesday? Wednesday?
Nuggets, Wolves.
I can't wait. I got my popcorn ready. I have
tomorrow at Denver. Who you got now? Oh, you got Denver. What? You got Denver.
Come on, bro. Best team playing right now, baby. Best team, not the best players. Yeah. Best team playing right now. Now depends on the what you want to say. Now Anthony Edwards, maybe he's the best player, but he could be the best player when they're playing. But that's not the best team.
I'm going for Ant-Man. I very high likely that Denver wins, but I'll love to see Minnesota in that spot. But just imagine Minnesota, Dallas, or OKC is going to be in the finals. Let's just take Denver out for a second. Minnesota, OKC, and the Mavericks could be in the NBA finals. Now, again, wishful thinking for my Knicks. Can I beat the Mavericks? I think so. Can I beat OKC? I think so. Can I beat Minnesota? I think so. It's just Denver. I don't want no.
No. Minnesota and Denver bother me. Well, you know what? Let me rephrase.
Because of hype.
Minnesota, Denver, and OKC. Even if the Knicks beat Boston, get to the NBA Finals, I don't think Tibbs is going to adjust his lineup to the height that he's going to receive. And that's going to be an effing problem with rebound. Now, if you want to be like, oh, yeah, we're playing Denver. We're going to go Mitchell Robinson, Isaiah Hartenstein, match height with height. If you want to go Mitchell, Isaiah, you want to you go, listen, you go Mitchell. This is a starting five. If you want to go against Denver and actually beat them, Mitchell, Isaiah, you put OG at the 3, you put Dante at the 2, and then you put obviously Brunson at the 1. If you want any hope,
you would start Hartenstein and Mitchell.
Hartenstein's going to defend Aaron Gordon. Mitchell's going to defend Joker.
You could put Hart on Gordon.
Excuse me, I'm sorry?
You could put Josh Hart on Aaron Gordon.
No, you can't. It's too big. You saw what happened? You saw what happened with the Lakers? You saw when there was a possession where there's a possession. Austin Reeves is in front of Aaron Gordon. I think the possession where Michael Porter Jr. hits a 3, I think tie it or take a lead, one or the other.
Right. Austin
Reeves is in front of Aaron Gordon. The ball goes over his head. Austin Reeves doesn't box out. Aaron Gordon literally out athletics him. Excuse me. You're baby.
Out athletics him.
That's my phrase. He used his athletic ability.
Athleticism.
And that's why I F with you, because you my man 50 grand. He uses athleticism. He out-athleticed him. He uses athleticism to grab that rebound. And I don't think Josh Hart has enough height to combat that. That's why I said no. You got to put beef with beef, height with height in order to compete with Denver. Now, I say that to say you may have to do that with Minnesota, and you may have to do that with OKC. Because
like you said earlier, it's about you wanting it. Comparing Hart to Austin Reeves, ain't gonna fight for that.
That was disrespectful to Josh Hart. I apologize.
Don't do that.
I apologize. I'm very sorry. That was very disrespectful to Josh Hart. Yes, he has the motor. He has the effort. But I don't want to put him in that position. See the difference between me and them? I'm not putting people in positions where they're going to lose. See? Every time
Josh got the Mike and Ikes.
Yeah. Every time I see a Zubac on an island with Luka,
oh boy.
I'm like, they don't like you. I said, your team don't like you, bro. Team don't like you. You by yourself on an island? Really?
Yeah.
And then also, too, before we go.
Before you say something, anybody else who's watching, got a question, comment, feedback, playoffs, Knicks, Sixers, anybody, Lakers, they fired Darvin Ham. Hit us up in the chat before we be out.
Before we out of here. Listen, that dunk from Anthony Edwards on Phoenix. I say it on Phoenix because it was when we replayed that play, and I was in my sleep replaying that play in my sleep. And I said to myself, I said, yo, I don't think people understand that play being a defining moment for the Phoenix Suns and their team. Like sometimes people be like, oh no, you're exaggerating. There aren't certain plays that define a game or define a season. Yes, there are. There are multiple plays. That play where you have a Devin Booker guarding no one, watching Anthony Davis. You have Bradley Beal not being told he has help. Say again?
Edwards.
You have Anthony Edwards with the ball, then you have Bradley Beal defending him. Bradley Beal not being told he has help.
Mm-hmm.
And then Anthony driving by him and KD being 2 steps late. 2 steps.
Mm-hmm.
That tells you everything you need to know about how they feel about each other on the court.
Mm-hmm.
Tells you everything you need to know. Okay? So we'll see if that Phoenix team is still the same going forward. They may not have any more moves, but once again, it's in the game podcast. If you haven't followed us on the TikTok, on the Instagram, on the Twitter, I suggest you do. It's in the game podcast. You got Randy J. Cruz on the side there with his gray hairs looking all beautiful. You have Denny Blanco, the man, the myth, the legend, the NBA whisperer here to provide you basketball over narratives.
My last question: are you going to be up tonight watching these games? Because if I want to come on live after the Mavericks and the Clippers, especially if the Mavericks beat the Clippers to get them out of here, well, Denny Blanco, be around. I know it's Friday night.
It's Friday. It's Friday. I'm gonna be around. I got to see if the lady. I got to see if the lady wants to do something. I got to see if the lady wants to do something. At the same time, I want to give a shout out to all those that are fishing. We got the Sixers. We got
Miami.
Miami's going fishing. We got the Bucks. Shout out to
I want to get to more Miami the next show because there's some things we can talk about with the Heat and where they go from
definitely
from there. Yeah.
Definitely. Shout out to
Pelicans out of here. Lakers
shout out to New Orleans. Yep. Shout out to New Orleans. But yeah, it's always good to go fishing, baby. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Start fresh. Shout out to the Clips.
And Milwaukee. Milwaukee's out of here.
Yeah, the Bucks, man. Yeah. Listen, 3 years ago, Giannis won a chip. Mm-hmm. Is he farther or closer to that chip? Another one.
I think we have to examine the Bucks on the next show and the Heat to see if they can. There's some moves that have to be made on both sides. Some very important decisions that Miami and Milwaukee have to make regarding who they have currently and maybe getting some help else from the outside. But again, that's the third year in a row Milwaukee's out the first round. I'm sorry, not making it past round 2 because Milwaukee did make it to the semis in 22. They lost to Boston, first round last year to Miami, and the first round this year to Indiana. So yeah,
I guess it's Doc Rivers' fault.
I mean,
I guess it's Doc Rivers' fault because every time
you take some blame.
Again, not fully healthy team going forward. You fired your man Griffin.
That's my point. You should not have fired Griffin in the first place. Let's keep it a buck. Right or wrong? You were number 2 in the East, and you let him go.
You were number 2 in the East, and you had the better defense at the time. But that could be because of injuries. Again, that could be because of injuries. But the record is the record, baby. The record is the record, baby. So him, Adrian Griffin, Luke Walton, got guys that great records, but doesn't matter because changes need to be changed. Changes need to be made. Hallelujah. Praise Jesus.
Find Denny Blanco on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at Sir Denny Blanco. Find myself, Randy J. Cruz, RENDY, letter JCRUZ on TikTok, IG, Twitter. Find the podcast on TikTok. It's in the game pod. Go ahead, download, rate, comment, subscribe, thumbs up, like in the chat for youtube.com/Cruise Control Podcast. We really appreciate your love and support. Anybody who's been chiming in the chat the last couple of weeks, we love you. We appreciate you. Hopefully we're back tonight, if not sometime this weekend, as we are nearing the conference semifinals for the NBA playoffs. For myself, Randy Cruz, Denny Blanco, It's in the Game podcast. We out.
Won yourself.
Yes, sir.